Hi students, myself Mofida Khatun going to teach you the lesson 8, that is human health and disease, and today's topic is immunity. So first we have to know about immunity. What do you mean by immunity? Okay, immunity means the animal body is always exposed to various harmful invaders like virus, bacteria, fungi and parasites and other toxic substances. Okay, it has been noticed that the persons who had been suffering from certain disease like measles and mumps are not attacked in future by the pathogens of same disease. So the human body has some ability to resist almost all types of organisms or toxins that damage the tissues and organs, and that capacity is known as immunity. In the other words, immunity refers to the resistance of a host to pathogens and their toxic products, and the system of animal body which protects it from various infectious agents and are known as immune system. The study of immune system is called immunology. Okay, so next see the slide here. What do we mean by immunity? It is the ability of an organism to resist against disease. Okay, the next types of immunity, there are two types of immunity. First, innate immunity, then acquired immunity. Okay, and again acquired immunity have active immunity and passive immunity. Innate immunity we will study next. Innate immunity. About innate immunity, see here what is innate immunity. It is present from the birth and inherited from the mother through the placenta, which is not acquired from the previous attack of diseases. Next, there are some barriers in innate immunity. What are the barriers of innate immunity? See here, there are 4 barriers of innate immunity are given below. Number 1, physical barriers. Number 2, psychological barrier. Physiological barrier. Number C, cellular barriers. Number D, cytokinin barriers. Okay, so first we have to know about physical barriers. What is physical barriers? Some example of physical barriers are skin, mucus. Okay, so skin on our body is the main barrier which prevents entry of the microorganisms into our body. Okay, which acts as a body wall. Okay, body wall which doesn't allow the bacteria or virus into the body. Next, a mucus coating of epithelium lining the respiratory, gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts also help in trapping microbes entering our body. Next, physiological barriers. So physiological barriers: acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears from eyes, all prevent microbial growth. Okay, cellular barriers means certain types of leukocytes, okay, WBC, of our body like polymorphonuclear leukocytes, PMNL neutrophils, and monocytes, and natural killer type of lymphocyte in the blood, as well as macrophages in tissue scan, phagocytose and destroy microbes. Next, last one in cytokine barriers. Virus infected cells secrete proteins called interferons which protect non-infected cells from further viral infection. So interferons are the type of proteins, okay, which protect against viral infection of cells. Interferon beta is also termed as immune interferon. Okay, next, acquired immunity. What do you mean by acquired immunity? It is the immunity that an individual acquires after birth. Is called adaptive immunity also. So the memory cells formed by B cell and T cells are basis of acquired immunity. Thus, acquired immunity consists of specialized B and T lymphocytes and antibodies. So here written that it is not present from birth, but it is acquired during one's own life. Okay, it is developed by the organism in response to a disease caused by the infection of microbes or vaccine. Okay, so what are the components of acquired immunity? Acquired immunity have two components. Number one, humoral antibody or antibody mediated immune system, that is AMIS, and cellular immunity or cell mediated immune system. So antibody mediated immune system or humoral immunity consists of antibodies, okay, that circulate in the body fluids like blood, plasma and lymph. The word humor pertains to fluid. B lymphocyte produce antibodies that regulate humoral immunity. Okay, the T lymphocytes themselves do not secrete antibodies but help B lymphocyte produce them. Next, in the cell-mediated immune system, T cell immunity, lymphocytes are of two types. Okay, that are T lymphocytes and B lymphocyte. See here, T lymphocytes are those lymphocytes which differentiate into thymus to become immunologically component in the presence of local polypeptide hormone called thymosin. So next, B lymphocyte. These are those lymphocytes which differentiate in the gut-associated basal lymphoid tissues, especially the bursa fabricans, a mass of lymphoid tissue near the cloaca in most of vertebrates. But in mammals, this differentiated in lymphoid tissue of tonsils, pairs, patches, and appendix. So B lymphocytes are independent of thymus. Okay. Next, your antibody. What do we mean by antibody? Antibodies are glycoprotein termed as immunoglobulins, okay, which are produced in response to an immune reaction and especially bind to antigens responsible for initiating the reaction. So easily you can say that antibodies are immunoglobulins which are produced in the body in response to the antigen or foreign bodies. Thus, all antibodies are immunoglobulins, but all immunoglobulins are not antibodies. Okay, and there are 5 types of antibodies are present. Do you know the name? So see here the name: IgA, IgM, IgE, IgD, and IgM. So see their structure. This is the picture of IgG, Y-shaped. All 3 are Y-shaped, and this is the IgM like pentagon. Here 5 antibodies are joined together, and see here in IgA 2 antibodies are joined together. So these are the all Y-shaped immunoglobulin protein. It means antibody structure. So what are the function of all these? Do you know the function of all these? So see here, IgD location always attack to B cell and function it activates B cell. Okay, IgM can be attacked to B cells or free in blood plasma, and their function largest antibody, actually huge compared to rest. First Ig released in primary response. Next IgG, 75 to 80% of all antibodies in blood. Most abundant in blood plasma, can cross placenta barrier. So IgG is passive immunity to fetus. Okay. Next IgA. IgA secretions such as saliva, tears, then your intestinal juice, milk. So function is secretory IgA because batch body surface important fast defense. Okay, then last one is IgE, mucosal lining of respiratory and gastrointestinal tract or tonsils. That is troublemaker antibodies involved in allergies. Okay, next, what is structure of antibody? Okay, we need to know about the structure of antibody. We know that antibody is Y-shaped immunoglobulin protein. No, see Y-shaped. See the structure here. This is the immunoglobulin protein. Okay, structure of an antibody molecule. So antibody molecule consists of two heavy chain and two light chains. Okay, hence an antibody is represented as H2, capital H2, capital L2. The heavy chain has larger number. This one is heavy chain. Okay, these two are heavy chain, this one and this one. So two heavy chain and two light chain. Okay, both heavy chain and light chain contain variable region and constant region. Here these are the variable region and also known as antigen binding site, because here antigen is bonded with antibody. Okay, and this is the constant region. Constant region can't change, never change. Okay, and these are the variable region and these are the constant region. Constant region never change, but variable region can change their shape or size, maybe place. Okay, but in these two light chains, 214 amino acids are present, where in this variable region of light chain 1 to 108 amino acids varies, whereas in this constant region 109 to 214 amino acids are present. And again, on the other hand, in this heavy chain, heavy chain contain 440 amino acid, whereas variable region contain 1 to 118 amino acid and constant region contain 119 to 440 amino acid. Okay, and the constant region of each heavy chain has 3 interchain SS loops and disulfide loops. Similarly, the variable region is also has SS loop. So each heavy chain of IgG has 4 SS loops. Okay, next, here disulfide bond, see disulfide bond joins a light chain with heavy chain. Okay, two disulfide bond also link two heavy chain. Okay, two heavy chain, these two, see these two disulfide bonds links to heavy chains. The part of antibody displays considerable and flexibility and is also called the Hansch region. Okay, Hansch region. Next, because the antibody arms can move somewhat as the Hansch region bends, and antibody can assume a Y-shaped molecule. Okay, now this Y-shaped immunoglobulin protein possess the antigen binding site. Okay, and are thus named as fragment antigen binding, FAB. The antigen binding sites bind to specific antigen in lock and key pattern, formation of antigen antibody complex. Okay, so you need to write the structure of antibody molecule yourself. Please write and show me. Then you need to know antigen. About antigen, antigen is a toxin or other foreign substance which includes an immune response in the body, especially the production of antibody. And you can say that antigens are substance which, when introduced into the body, stimulate the production of antibodies. Okay, the antigens are mostly the conjugated proteins like lipoproteins, glycoproteins and nucleoproteins. and they are of two types. Okay, based upon ability of antigens to carry out their function, antigens are of two types: complete antigen and incomplete antigen. A complete antigen is able to induce antibody formation and produce a specific and observable reaction with the antibodies produced. And haptens, that is incomplete antibody or partial and incomplete antigens or partial antigens are substances which are incapable of including antibody formation by themselves but can be capable of inducing antibodies on combining the larger molecules, normally proteins, which serve as carriers. Next, structure of antigens. Okay, antigenic determinants or epitopes are component of antigen. Each antigen carries many epitopes. Each Y-shaped antibody molecule has at least two binding sites that can attach to a specific epitope on an antigen. An antibody can also bind to identical epitopes of two different cells at the same time, which can cause neighboring cells to aggregate antigens combined with the antibody. The combination is very much like the lock and key process or key analogy. Okay, next the types of acquired or adaptive immunity. There are two types. One is active immunity. Active immunity is a long-lasting immunity which develops by antibodies produced by an individual's own cells. Okay, next passive immunity. On the other hand, in passive immunity is the ready-made antibodies. Okay, gamma globulins obtained from human or animal serum who already had recovered from an infectious disease are injected into the human body to develop immunity. Next, about vaccination and immunization. What do you mean by vaccination? In the vaccination, we need to know vaccine. Vaccine is the suspension or preparation of dead attenuate weakened germs of a disease, which on inoculation or injection into a healthy person provides temporary or permanent active or passive immunity by inducing antibodies formation. Thus, antibody provoking agents are called vaccines. Next, what do we mean by vaccination? The process introduction of vaccine into an individual to provide protection against disease is called vaccination. Here it is that vaccination is the most important method of preventing infection of microorganisms, especially of bacteria and viruses. In this vaccines, antigen is inoculated inside body to stimulate the formation of antibodies by defensive system of the body. So a vaccine has antibody provoking agents. Thus, vaccination is a preventive inoculation as it protects a person from attack of pathogenic microorganisms without the occurrence of disease. Okay, so